Testosterone metabolism is relatively straightforward. The brain makes something called LH, luteinizing hormone. The LH comes out in your circulation and goes to two places mainly when it's concerned with testosterone. That's the adrenal glands and the testes or the ovaries. And basically, LH goes to stimulate these organs in order to facilitate the making testosterone. If you have too much LH, then that means that somehow the brain is either talking too much, you have something in the brain that's making an overly high levels of luteinizing hormone. That can happen with certain tumors and things that cause precocious puberty and things of that nature. But for the most part, what we're more concerned about is that the levels of the LH, the brain starts screaming with LH to tell your glands to make testosterone, but they can't. And because they can't, then your brain starts screaming even louder and louder, and then you can get higher and higher LH. And that would be a sign that the problem is actually that your glands are not working and your brain is working while it's just trying to get them to stimulate them to work harder, but they just don't have the capacity to. So that would be one way that someone could become low in testosterone, is their glands are not working. As I have talked about and written about in other places on this website, there are also conditions in which the binding protein to the testosterone becomes very high, and as a result it starts to gobble up all the free testosterone that you have in your system. And so in that situation you can test someone and find out, wow, they have a very good testosterone level, and if you don't check the binding protein, then you'll think that testosterone is not a problem. But once you see the testosterone in relation to the binding protein, you'll recognize that most of that testosterone is actually not available to your body. It's just circulating with these proteins. The next thing that becomes important in analyzing testosterone levels is to recognize that there is a form of testosterone called dihydrotestosterone, and this form is a reduced form of the original testosterone, and it happens to be 5 times more active than the original testosterone. And medications that help prostate function and also help you keep your hair, unlike me, are medications mostly that prevent the activation of testosterone to the more active form, the dihydrotestosterone. And for many people that will get diagnosed as having low testosterone but don't really have any of the findings of low testosterone, and then they take testosterone replacement and they don't feel that different, it's because the doctor forgot to check this dihydrotestosterone level, and it was perfectly fine to begin with. And when you have a good level of dihydrotestosterone and a low level of regular testosterone, then you're actually perfectly fine. Dihydrotestosterone can do everything that testosterone can, and it can do it a whole lot better. So if you have a low T, doesn't mean you need replacement. You need to check the dihydrotestosterone, you need to check the SHBG, and you need to check the LH before you label someone low testosterone and then start giving them replacement.